86% of phone calls have no clear next steps reviewed with the person on the other end of the phone. This is mind-blowing. I've got 4 different roadmaps you can use for clear next steps next. So if you get some value out of this or you like what you hear, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and if you want to schedule a call with our team about how to get this kind of regular coaching in your day-to-day in your business, you can do that by clicking on the link right in the comments. 86% of phone calls have no clear next steps. Mind-blowing statistic. That means if you're making 100 calls a day or you're talking to 100 people a week, 86 of them, there's no plan afterwards. And not having a plan is preparing to fail. So when I look at what's a good way to come up with plans here, inherently I'm doing this every single day. I'm still making hundreds of phone calls a week. You want to look at what's the outcome of the call, not the clear next steps, but the outcome. So there's going to be, you scheduled an appointment, you didn't schedule an appointment, you didn't get a hold of somebody, or there's some follow-up information that they need. Those are the 4 possible outcomes, and I'd love to know in the comments if you think there's any more. So let's go through each one of these. If there's number 1, no contact made. You make a phone call, you don't chat with somebody. What's the clear next step? It's to follow up with them more. We know that all the studies show it takes 6+ attempts to get somebody on the phone. This is from the Harvard Business Review. It's so clear that it's going to take more than one phone call to actually move someone through the funnel. So if your plan is to call them once and do nothing, and you have no clear next step, you're done for. You're going to lose. 6+ attempts is where the conversion happens. Now, if you don't get a hold of that person, let's say they inbound into your website or it's someone that got referred to you, follow up with a text message. Hey, Nick, just tried getting a hold of you. Not sure if this is a good time. When would be a good time to chat about your real estate plans? Give them something of value to follow up. One is just identifying yourself because texts can sometimes have a higher response rate. And then if you continue to get that, you can use a text message like, hey, did you see that inventory jumped up? That rates came down? Whatever fact you're communicating to your clients, use the call and the text. And remember, it's going to take at least 6+ attempts here. So that would be the clear next step if you can't get somebody on the phone. Now, you get someone on the phone and you don't get an appointment and you don't really get into discovery mode with them. So, or they say, I'm on a wait, now it's not a good time. There's a simple way to solve for that. And it's the same question I just asked. Hey, totally get them catching you at a bad time. My mistake. Didn't mean to do that. When would be a good time to call you back? When would be a good time to call you back? Ask that simple question. Now, if they say tomorrow, fine, just call them back tomorrow. They say 3 weeks, you want to cut that follow-up time frame in half. And if you have an email form, hey, could I send you my contact information so you have it? If they say, don't email me, text me, put together a video text, send them a link to your reviews, give them some sort of credibility about who you are and why you're reaching out. And you can do that and follow up in less time than they tell you. You want to always cut the follow-up time frame in half unless it's call me back at 5 o'clock or something like that. That's almost an immediate turnaround. So if you don't set an appointment, you don't get into discovery mode, just send some casual information. And by casual, I mean resume and reviews about yourself, about what you can do to help them, and then follow up in the time frame that was half of what they told you. So that's clear roadmap number 2. Number 3, you have a good conversation and there's some follow-up that needs to get done. And this is where a lot of agents drop the ball. They have a good conversation. People ask you to send them homes or send you a lender referral or, hey, tell me about this disclosure on this property. Most agents never send the follow-up. It's insane to me how little follow-up there is in this business. So what you want to do is actually send the information, give them what they asked for, lender referrals, properties to tour. Maybe they need an insurance contact. Maybe they want to find out some additional information about a home sale in their neighborhood. Whatever you promised to send them, send them. And you want to ask that same question. Hey, so once I send it over, when would be a good time to call you back to discuss further? When you're understanding when to follow up, you're getting permission. They're telling you when to call them back. And depending on the time frame, you may want to cut it in half. Again, if it's send it to me today, call me back tomorrow, you don't need to cut that in half. That's a very quick turnaround time. But call me in a month. Call me in 2 months. That sort of stuff. Now, some of you watching are going to say, well, they told me to follow up at this certain time, and I want to know that I'm doing that and listening to them. you're forgetting that these people are probably talking to other real estate agents and they're not just your lead. They're other people's leads too. So you want to be the first one to get in front of them, not the last one. And you want to make sure that you're in front of them and you're top of mind. And there's ways to take the pressure out of that using Phil Jones' magic words and understanding the scripts, which we've covered on the channel here. So you want to send the info, plan when to connect again, and set a reminder in your CRM to do that. I know this sounds very basic, but this is where a lot of people get lost. And lastly, the ideal outcome is you set an appointment with somebody. Anyone watching this, if you followed me at all, you know that I am a big believer in pre-appointment steps. So here's some granular items in those pre-appointment steps. Send a calendar invite with a text reminder, just like your hairdresser or your stylist or your barber does. That's a $40 or $50 transaction. We're talking about a few $100,000 transaction. So that would be number one. Send a calendar invite with text follow-up. That's a winning play. Then send an introduction email about yourself, personalized video, links to resume and reviews, a link to your plan about what you're going to discuss, whether it's buying or selling, and clear next steps if I'll meet you at this time and I'll be calling you beforehand to confirm. And then you call them to confirm when you said you will. All of this stuff, it all sounds very basic, but the point is there's 4 possible outcomes on calls. You don't get a hold of them, they blow you off, and you're trying to solicit business. You have to send some follow-up information and call back, or you book an appointment. Those are really the 4 outcomes when you're making prospecting and lead generation calls. Now you know what your clear next steps should be. So go implement them so you can be part of the 14% that have clear next steps, because clear next steps will lead to consistent conversion.